The Pittsburgh Steelers are essentially playing chicken. They keep dissing Big Ben, and they're daring him to say something back. So if the Steelers keep Big Ben this year, he's a $41 million cap hit. He's worth less than half of that, in my opinion. If they release him, it's $22 million cap hit, dead money cap hit. To which I would say, so what? For 1 year, go get Sam Darnold. You're not paying Sam Darnold anything. The key is, what are you paying the position? If you bring in Sam Darnold with the dead money from Ben, it's $30 million. That's under market value, right? So the thing about Big Ben, and it's really heightened because of Tom Brady's greatness in tape study. There's a story that came out that Brady basically, the night before the Super Bowl, is sending all his receivers, tight ends, and backs tape at midnight. And he has been known. We saw Tom versus Time. Tom is a tape addict. And there's a handful of guys in the league. I think Tom's more addicted than most, but he's an addict. The not-so-secret in Pittsburgh is Ben doesn't like tape study. He doesn't really tape study. That's why the Steelers have the most remedial, simplest pre-snap audibles in the game. It's like high school football. And so Pittsburgh has a new offensive coordinator and a new quarterback coach. And both of them want to make the offense more sophisticated, more multiple sets, more motions. And Ben really isn't into that smart football thing. And so Ben, like Brett Favre at the end of his career, like, this is who I am. Love me or hate me, this is who I am. And that was adorable in the 80s and 90s, but it's 2021. And you just can't get away with being old, slow, inaccurate, and not studying tape. There are guys who are just talented, Favre and Big Ben. But the minute they're out of their prime, their usefulness in the locker room drops significantly. And then there are guys you'll just keep around forever. Udonis Haslem still plays for the Miami Heat. He's a culture setter. Drew Brees, workaholic grinder, culture setter. He was past his prime 4 years ago. Larry Fitzgerald, you just keep him in the room. He's an example. He's a mentor. He's smart. He offers wisdom. He's a grinder. And then there are other athletes, the majority of them, once they're out of the prime, get them out of the building. They're not guys, they're just talented. Favre had a lot of this. Ben's got a lot of this. So what the Steelers are basically doing now is they're playing chicken with him. They're leaking all these stories. They let it be known. We're ready to move. And I think it's the smart move. You cannot afford to pay Big Ben $41 million. Absolutely cannot afford to pay him $41 million. You can afford $22 million of dead cap money if you go get a Sam Darnold for a year. And by the way, this should not be undersold. The idea that Pittsburgh will go off the rails without Big Ben. Big Ben has missed 41 games with the Steelers. You know what their record is? 23-18. A couple years ago, they went 3-3 with something called Duck Hodges and 5-3 with Mason Rudolph. Well, you think they can't move the football? They can't play without Big Ben? They're playing chicken with him, and I'm here for it. Joy Taylor with the news.